jewelry.
Oh, I always wanted to do that.
Well, you can go down to his little area.
Are you feeling small? Are you feeling lame? Got no words at all to name your pain. Full of stress, your life's a flame. It's all a mess, going insane. And something's wrong in your domain. Don't know where you're going, where you came. You need a little something to help your brain. Are you shaking your head? It's all a shame. Do you sleep at night? Stay up late? You got a headache? Are you feeling drained? Everybody needs a little help someday. Hear me say it's time for Untamed. Are you feeling small? Are you feeling lame? Got no words at all to name your pain. Full of stress, your life's a flame. It's all a mess, going insane. And something's wrong in your domain. Don't know where you're going, where you came. You need a little something to help your brain. Are you shaking your head? It's all a shame. Do you sleep at night? Stay up late? Got a headache? Are you feeling drained? Everybody needs a little help someday. Just hear me say it's time for Untamed.
Hey, everybody. It's May the 4th. Be with you. Podcast, a special edition of Untamed. So this is our third podcast, and we're super excited to have Karen Rontowski with us tonight. So, yeah, I'm going to do the sponsors. Z's so good at reminding me, but the first sponsor I wanted to mention was Alabaster and Ash. They're a metaphysical store boutique event space up in Remsen, and they have a ton of cool events coming up. So I'm just going to talk about a few events really quick before we move on. So on June 3rd, they have Spring into Summer. It's a one-day yoga retreat. It includes meditation, journaling, 2 yoga classes, Ayurveda information, and lunch. So that's like the coming up June 3rd. But you can register at Just Breathe Yoga because I think it's a collaboration event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then there's Mommy and Me Yoga on May 13th. There's a belly dancing class on June 24th.
That's on my calendar.
Which we're going to
You're
be
going
doing.
with me.
Want to go?
I might do that.
Yeah, right?
I'm terrible.
It's
but I
all
know a
about
little.
moving the energy in the sacral.
yes.
And the feet. The feet are very important.
Yeah.
So
they
that's
always
coming up.
are. Just you want to keep your feet. But for belly dancing,
There's going to be a
super
pole
excited
dancing
for
class
that.
too.
Yes, when is that?
That's at In Bloom, pole dancing.
I tried that
Twice in
Okay.
May, right?
I tried. That has nothing to do with being Polish. But you know what? I was.
Well, that's good.
Yes,
Yeah.
I had to get knee pads though, because
Oh yeah, no, you got to get down and
Yeah, you
you're
gotta
like
be flexible.
You got to be able to slide on the floor and stuff. But we'll talk about that another time.
that wasn't for me.
We'll talk about the pole dancing some other time. But I'm going to do that. I mean, I think
your
it'd be
baby
kind of
oil.
fun.
Yes.
Oh, and Sunset Yoga on June 22nd. So if you haven't been to Alabaster and Ash, they are doing also an open house the same day. Actually, it's the same day as the Spring into Summer event. So I didn't realize that, but it's a Strawberry Moon open house, and they have refreshments, and you can check out the store and what they have going on there. So, and it's also on the website. So, Dina, where can they find all the events that we're promoting?
Everything I've got up is at allthingsd.com. And then they can also follow Alabaster Facebook page, Instagram, go to their website as well. So
All right, cool.
lots of places to find all the info. And I try and share everything as soon as I see it come through on mine as well. So.
Okay, so talk about our 2 other sponsors quick, and then we'll introduce Karen.
Yeah,
We'll
so
get into
you
it.
saw the commercial for Magic Mountain Minerals. That's Chris. His Instagram is Herkimer Diamond Miner. So I always call him that because that's how I found him. But yeah, so he mines his own Herkimer diamonds, and then he creates beautiful jewelry with them. I have 2 pieces. I have one for my mother. Definitely want more. I think I just shared on our page that he's got a whole bunch of loose stones. So basically you pick your stone and he'll design whatever you want to create with it. If you want earrings, pendant, matching, bracelet,
awesome. I love
anything.
that.
So yeah, I mean that's like
It's like you can commission him to make stuff.
it's great.
Too, right?
He has beautiful yellow, and he has a lot of stones that I never heard of before because I was finding myself having to look them up after. And I know the basic and the popular ones, but he had like petersite and all different kinds of opals and stuff that I had never really heard of before.
So he
yeah,
minds
you
his
can
own
find-
business?
Yeah, he minds
Yes,
his own
minds his
business.
own
He does
business.
mind his own business, kind of. But he helps promote everybody. He's so nice. He's like talks about other places and just is supportive of other people.
But can you go look for does he help you look for them, sift for them?
I don't know if he does that.
I guess
I'm sure
you
he'd
can
probably
ask
let
if you want to go.
He's probably going to
play
watch
on his
this.
land.
I
Yeah,
know you
think he
can do
watches.
that. I
Yeah.
wanted to do that. You go
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
somebody asked me about that. There was a guy I went on a date with, and I asked him about it. And he said it's a lot of hitting rocks.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, maybe,
Took my son once to the Herkimer diamond mines, and it was. I mean, they give you like the most ridiculous mallet that's not going to break anything, and I'm just like.
You
look
should
at
probably
him.
just go
I
with
was like,
Chris.
this
We
is
can
so
hook you
hard.
up. If you want to go search for a Herkimer diamond, I bet you he'd take you on
It
a
sounds
little
like
tour.
it'd be very
I'm trying to
interesting
have
day.
fun, but it's just not. I'm like, I know.
Yeah, he finds some really beautiful
Leave.
ones, though.
He does a good job.
He does a
So
good job.
mine for me, and I'll pay for it is how I'm going these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, so great stones. He came to my house, and I was shopping at my house, so of course I bought more than I'd planned. So it worked out for everyone that day.
So you were recently at Renovatio too, right?
Yes, I was. I was at Renovatio last week. They did under eye filler, but I just saw on their site she has
This is great.
something else that I wasn't aware that they have there. They have so much more than's on their website. So
That's cool.
definitely check out their pages and watch they have the funniest reels that they make. And so she's sitting on this machine and she's like, yeah, I'm sitting on this vaginal rejuvenation machine. So it's like, oh, wow.
Yeah, it helps you
I
do
didn't know you
Kegels.
even had that there.
Oh.
But yeah, if you need a little tightening and sprucing up down there, I guess that's, how you
That's
do
a
it.
machine now?
Yeah, would
there's
you
a
like one of
machine.
those?
I
try one
I don't
out.
know anyone that would say no.
Yeah, I would do it. I want to try it out. I mean, there's got to be some added benefits,
Right.
I know.
to using that.
I
At
know.
the very least, some laughter.
Yeah, exactly. You got to watch the
Or a
video.
good
she
story.
posted.
If
yeah,
you can
right.
get a good story out of it, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually maybe try.
Well, she's
it.
right across from the Uptown, too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is she?
Yes.
Oh, I walk that where all the time. I walk up
Yeah.
to the Price Chopper and great to
Yeah,
know.
yeah. So she's our other sponsor. So
Yeah,
she's got lots of cool
Renovation
stuff.
Aesthetics and Wellness. Definitely check them out. They have so much if you're interested in weight loss, all kinds of
Infusions, right? The
products
IV.
or services to make you look younger. I can't remember the name of their skincare line that she carries, but I have that too, and I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, like you said, ketamine infusions, vitamins, hydration. So
Wait, I
all those
think
things.
I went there for.
Did you go
when
for
I
an
had
IV?
COVID? I went
Yeah.
for IV there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
they're
she's got all
super nice.
right.
Yeah, they're
They have
great.
lots
yes,
of different
yes,
things.
I did go there. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I get my Botox, my filler. I had microneedling done. They do
Yep.
so much. It's great.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they were great when I was sick. They helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
So
I mean, just going and getting that just to rejuvenate you. Just having the.
it was.
Yeah.
I had something weird. Like I was. Yeah. No. I can't say enough. I've told so many people to go to them that thought they had COVID. I was like, you want to be back up and running? Go get those vitamin
That's
C things.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
well, we have a firsthand experience here.
I know. This is great.
That's awesome. So anyway, awesome. Thank you so much to our sponsors. We really appreciate it. It keeps us going a couple more months. We're going to see this through till May. May 27th is our next.
I had 18th.
Okay.
I
Well, we'll let
believe.
you know. We'll let you know when it is. But yeah, May.
We have
and
we
June.
have one more in May.
Yep.
And I had the 18th.
May 18th,
Okay.
so we'll be
Now
live
I'm
again,
in April,
but-
so that's not helping anybody.
Yeah, we're going to try to
Okay.
go live at every Thursday night.
Yeah.
You should.
Somewhere.
Or sometime.
Sometime. So, okay, well, let's welcome our guest, Karen Rontowski, our very first guest.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really.
Yeah, your first guest. So, Karen, I just want to tell you the story about how this is just weird to have you here. Because, okay, so as you know, Jessa, popped into my sphere of influence, right as the pandemic was, kind of kicking off. So, I did a tarot reading with her, very soon in. And she basically texted me and said, hey, I'm flailing like I'll be right there, right? But I hadn't listened to any of her podcasts yet, so I had no idea like what she was like. So you were on one of her podcasts. I started listening to your podcast. I got involved with like Amy Spicer. I got a reading with her, you know. So we've kind of been like vibing and stuff with, you know, Dina too. Yeah. And you mentioned in one of your podcasts that your like family lived, you know, somewhere nearby. So I was like, oh my God, wouldn't that be so cool if like Karen came here and did a comedy show? You know, like this person like listening to the podcast, and then you came.
And now it's
I manifested it, right?
Now you're sick of my shows.
No, I mean, I think I manifested you. It'll help the universe along to get you back here.
Oh my goodness, you can help me get out. No, I
will when the time is right.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Everything's okay here. Everything's in place. So I always complain about Utica, but I know like I am lucky to have this opportunity to help out my folks. So everything's good. And now summer's coming. So
summer is coming, and it is nice up here in the summertime.
So bad.
Yeah.
Riding a bike.
Yeah, there was some really good, harsh lessons I learned here, but it was like 2023, I feel like, was like all our lessons steam packed into one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it'll be okay.
So we're bracing ourselves for the eclipse tomorrow. So we were talking a little bit about that. You know, so we were in the eclipse sandwich is how they're referring it, because we had one in April and now we have one on 5/5, which is also a day that's a portal. So lots of like energy, you know. So I'm just kind of trying to keep everything cool right now.
You know, this is really weird. So I do, I read Monday through Thursday, and now I'm down to 3 a day. I was maybe going to open up to 4, but 3 is good. You know, I don't, and because I kind of had a sickness. So today I was so dizzy before my readings. And then I was like, this isn't the sickness. Like, I feel like there's an upgrade. We're getting an upgrade or something.
Yeah.
And like especially even the first 2 readings were just like off the hook. Like,
really?
Yeah. And which is, you know, that's just giving the information you get. So the channel was open more. So it's not like, I was so great it was like, you know, it just the information.
Yeah, that's really cool. So Karen does tarot readings. She's a comedian and paranormal investigator, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's so cool.
Did we miss anything?
I don't think so.
All right.
I think that's enough typical stuff.
Well, typical stuff, no.
You've got a podcast, you've got a Patreon.
Yes.
All kinds of cool classes available too. I took the spiritual protection class, which I think I already put on the group a little while ago.
Oh yeah, you did
But
put it up already.
that was great. So, you know, you talked about the basics, the smudging and the incense and all the ways to kind of protect your space. But then you get into, all right, well, now here's what happens if something is there. And, you know, I found myself, I was packing up my pendulum board like we talked about, and you said bury it. Well, I don't have a shovel, so you're like throwing in the water. So I'm over at the canal, like trying to chuck this thing, right? So there's a cliff. I'm throwing it. It gets stuck in a tree, falls out of the cloth. I'm like, all right, well, I can't get it. So, you know.
Wherever it went was
wherever
where
it
was
is.
supposed to be.
I didn't get a fine for littering. So.
There you go.
Oh my God.
There's a
But,
whole
yeah, all
array.
kinds of good
Like you
stuff.
saw Tommy. Tommy is my friend, and I was so lucky to meet him when I first got into the paranormal because he's very on the side of caution. And so when I have people come to me, you only get such access to him. People come to me, you tell me your issues, paranormal issues, and then I talk to him. And then he usually tells me what to do. And I'm getting better now, though. I'm like, I always do the assessment first, and then Tommy goes, "You got that right." So I'm learning really great.
Awesome.
But it's actually a little more. It's not that it's complicated because everything is intention, but there are a few mistakes. Like I burned that, and we're always like, "Don't burn things." Right. And so I have spent many a night outside of my apartment at the railroad tracks burying things in red cloths. If you saw the you'll know why if you see take the class.
Take the class. Okay,
Yeah.
the spiritual protection class.
Yes.
And so
where can they find that?
So they can find that at my site, which is KarenRontowski.com or ParanormalKaren.com or PsychicStandup.com. We'll have one of them in the show, or you just look up
we'll
my
put it
last
in there.
throw it up
Yeah,
there again.
I already
And-
shared it once. Yeah.
Yes, and it has various prices, and there's a reason for that. Is we're using this to fund my special, but this is information that everyone should have. So we're kind of like just letting everybody have it. The price is literally from $2.50 to $19. If you don't have $19, send me an email. I'll send you a coupon code. You can watch it for free. A couple of people watched it and then emailed me back and said, do you have someplace we can make a donation? So maybe you'll use it and it's worth $1 million and you can send that to me later, but you need it
definitely.
free now. All good.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So yeah, on her Patreon, you also do the daily tarot, which I love. So that's a really cool way to just get to know the tarot deck. So like, do you want to? I mean, you've been doing this for a long time, but was there something that just drew you to pick up the tarot? Or?
Yeah, I know. I feel like I'm doing just an ad. I don't want to do just an ad.
No, it's okay. You can add all you want. We're good. We just go with the flow here.
So I always went to psychics a little bit when I was a kid, and when I got to San Diego, after I met this woman, and her name was Jacqueline Valdez, and she would do readings for me, and I still go back and see her or take classes from her, and I've been doing this 30 years, and I will, most people will be like, you know more about those cards than anyone I know, and then I'll go, but wait till you see Jackie.
Yeah.
And so she would teach me how to put them together as a story, and I was but she is like the real walks the walk. Like most psychics, people don't realize psychics don't have to be spiritual. They might just dish out information. She would go to pilgrimages to India, and she's so like the whole package.
Yeah.
And so she said, you should get a deck. And the way she taught me, I thought, if I learn everything about these, if I learn every symbol, every color, I should be able to do this. Of course, when you put that much energy into it, you also boost your intuition. You start to get more, you start to meet more people. So that's where I started.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense because that's kind of how I came across it too. I mean, I think I didn't have a tarot deck before Jessa read my cards. I'm pretty sure I didn't have a deck yet.
Wow. Got so many now.
I have so many now. Yeah.
Well, they're like art.
A few years.
They are art, and I love it because you just keep getting different symbolisms every time you're pulling a card. And sometimes I'll have multiple decks kind of just out on my desk, and I'll just, maybe decide which one I'm going to pull from or whatever. And I don't read other people's cards. Typically, I'll read my family members' cards if they come over and they're curious, or I'll let them pull a card to familiarize themselves with just the act of shuffling, and sometimes like that can just be enough. Just a couple shuffles and I'll pull a few cards, I'll look at them and I'll just put them down and I'll walk back to my life, So it's a nice spiritual practice.
It is. It's very helpful. In fact, so I'm a strict rider-weight girl.
Yeah.
But I you go with whatever you go. There's no rules.
Yeah.
And I have it's so funny because even in my psychic stand-up show, I might do tarot speed reading.
Okay.
Where everybody gets 2 cards and you just go bam, bam, bam. Fun. And go, this for you, this for you.
Yeah, I love it.
But there are so many tarot cards in my house. There's always 3 decks for usage, even if they're not open, because I go through them until they fall apart.
Oh, okay.
And then I did this Halloween party in Hollywood, and this guy was so rich, and for some reason he bought me 7 decks.
All the same deck?
All the same deck.
Oh,
He's
okay.
like, what do you use? And so, but I was like, I don't know how you did that.
Okay.
And so I kept them all. So I have a basket of hundreds of them. And so sometimes I give them as you deserve a high priestess card.
Oh, awesome. I love it.
But it made it great because I started bringing the basket into the psychic stand-up show. People could pick them, and if I don't care what happens.
Yeah.
So all the old decks go, and I have about a stack this big of tarot, just
nice.
Old ones to use for that. Yeah.
Because really, how would you dispose of a deck if you didn't want it anymore?
Well,
say you weren't vibing with the deck too, and you were like, "Ooh, I ordered this deck, but I'm just not feeling it," because I actually feel like I have one of those right now.
With tarot decks, I was always taught these are pieces of cardboard, so they're not like a Ouija board where you want to be more careful, or an object that's kind of for channeling.
Okay.
So I don't even know if I've ever thrown out a deck because they all went in that pile for the show.
Yeah.
If somebody was nervous about anything, I would tell them, this is haunted objects also, is for some reason, red tends to neutralize things.
Okay.
If you think you have email me first because I'll always double check.
Yeah.
But if you were nervous about that, I would sort of just say, hey, thank you for the service, wrap them in that and bury them.
Okay.
But I really would never worry about
Yeah,
tarot.
I mean, I don't really worry about it too much. I don't really worry about too many things,
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
It's not. If somebody has a haunted object, that can get a little complicated.
Yeah.
And also, if you think they're the devil's cards, then you might end up with a deck, but they're
Well, right,
that's your own
exactly.
projection.
Yeah, I mean, if you kind of just had enough with the cards too, you could always draw. I mean, I think I picked up the Sex Tarot deck that I have, which is awesome, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, maybe I'll bring that one next
Yes,
time.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, so it's erotic. It's cool to look at the pictures. I have to hide it from my kids. Like I have to keep that one like kind of separate. I'm sure they're looking at worse stuff.
Right.
I went on I saw my, well, I'm not even going to say it because I'm on public facing thing. I can't talk about my poor son. He'll kill me. Anyway, so the tarot. So yeah, so.
and also I give them away. Like when
Yeah.
I'm done with the deck,
Okay.
and I did that on the Patreon too. There was a really special deck that I was
Yeah.
like, you can win this.
Oh, cool. I love that. That's a great idea. Okay, cool. So, so you're doing, not to just jump to comedy now, but it goes hand in hand because you do personal readings for people.
Yep.
So you can find that online if you want. I've had a personal reading with Karen, actually, and it was funny. You mentioned something in the reading that I wrote down, but I was like, bullshit.
Oh, yeah. I remember
Not
this.
for me. That's never going to happen. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like in my awareness now, which is
okay.
interesting.
Well, can you say
Yeah,
what
it was past life like regression.
Oh, yeah.
Like in working with past lives and stuff. And I was like, not really into that. I was not even in I was woo at the time, but it wasn't something that I was going to pursue. But now I feel like I can
It might
feel
come
it
up.
calling me. Yeah, because, Amy Spicer, she's in Domin right now.
Yes.
And if you can there's a really cool course you can do where they go take your information, a photo of you, and they chant and channel like your past lives that are most significant to you, and then they send it to you, and you go through the whole course of unraveling like your like some of the
Are
past
you doing
lives.
it, or you
I'm
have to
on
go?
the cusp of doing it. You don't have to
Yeah.
go to Domin. You can do it all online.
Oh, interesting.
So I may be
Something to
doing some
do.
past life regression stuff. which would be
Maybe
kinda cool.
maybe that gets to be your thing.
Maybe. Well, that's what you said.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Your thing.
I was like, I don't know. I have
But
lots
you
of
know
things.
what's funny? And
Yeah.
the fact that you have resistance to it
Yeah.
means you got to dive in.
Right, I know. Totally.
Because I don't think you resist much. I think you're pretty like, let's do that. And you're kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
I know. I wanted to point that out. We are all fire signs here. Karen's
you
a
are
Leo.
too? You're a Leo. Oh, we were
Yes.
representing tonight, Aries, Sag. So
I just thought of this today because astrology I'm not real great with, but I'm Leo sun, rising is Gemini, but I'm an Aries moon. So I'm fire, aren't I?
okay, yeah, you're fire, and then Gemini. So
Air.
Yeah, air. I have Gemini placement too. Yeah, my Venus is in
no
Gemini.
Geminis?
So I need a lot of talking before I get.
This is all I
turned on.
know about my chart because this is all I found interesting. So my Lilith is in my 8th house. So I did all this research on it, and it's a really weird placement. And you are either a gold digger or people think you're a gold digger.
Oh, okay.
And it's about other people's money. And I end up in everyone's will.
Oh,
Like for no reason
there
at
you
all.
go.
And there's a guy
Inheritances are nice.
who's still alive, who his nephew, who wants all his money, came down and started shaking his will and yelling, "Who's this? You're putting a tarot reader? You're not giving that gold digger money." And I was like, "Oh my God, there it is!"
Oh my
right?
God! Yeah, that's
But,
crazy. So
yeah.
you are an actual gold digger.
I am.
Oh,
yes.
okay. All right. I just want to make sure it was, were you the gold digger or are you the one that
Yes.
just people are saying it?
Right.
Okay. Well, I could be a
yes.
gold digger too. I mean, but I didn't, that's not what happened.
No,
in
no.
my-
Well, you have to be good. You could be a Herkimer diamond digger.
I could be, oh my God. Right? I'm going to dig some
Have
diamonds.
fun.
Oh, Dina.
I'll just pay for them.
I probably have a pair of hiking boots you could throw on,
Probably.
take you out into the forest.
Yeah.
Well, we could find some and put them out for the Fae, you know. I mean, I have like a big woods area, so I have been I do leave them like little trinkets out in the woods, like a strawberry or like a coin or some like small fragments of crystals that are broken or whatever.
Well, I had in my very incredibly haunted house in Utica, in my crazy dark haunted house, I thought something was in my bedroom, and I was like, "Get out!" And it was like, "Feed the squirrels, and I won't come back." So now I feed the squirrels, and I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, well that's good.
I know.
Yeah, easy enough. So it said that to you. So do you feel
Yeah, I
like
heard
you're
that in my head.
clairaudient? Like is that where you get like a lot of your information from?
With tarot, no. Tarot, I pretty much, that's my system. I can pretty much gather the cards and get it, more clairsentient. But sometimes when I don't have the cards, yes.
Okay.
I would say more. And an internal, like I'm an admiration of those people that can hear the voices, like just hear them.
Right.
And, but I don't quite get it like that. I get it inside my head.
Yeah, okay. So is it like a vision?
I see things
Like
more.
a flash or something of a scene or something like that?
It's more of a knowing.
Yeah,
so it's
I know
more
what you
like
mean.
Claire's, it's, but in that very strange, when it's sort of with hauntings, you see it out of the corner of your eye, first of all. You can almost always see it. And that house is very strange. I'm in that house for some strange reason that I don't know. It's either a portal or something weird.
Yeah, no, I feel like I was drawn to my house because of a portal too, to be honest with
Well,
you.
this area is crazy haunted.
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, you got your Revolutionary War, you got your Civil War, you got your Underground Railroad, you got your mafia.
Yeah.
Everyone forgets that.
Yeah, no.
Upstate New York, this is funny. I just tried to do a podcast on this. The amount of cults that started here. I had this lovely lady on my Patreon. I do 2 extra podcasts. One is called In Bed with Paranormal Karen, and it's just what I'm reading and looking at and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And the other one's called What's Going On in Utica.
Okay.
And it's always about what crazy things happen in upstate New York. It's insane. So I started to look. I go, I'll just look at this Nixium cult.
I started watching that on. Was
Oh,
it
it's
Hulu or
crazy.
something? I don't know. One of the channels had something.
It's crazy, and it all sort of centers around Albany.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was like they were like that was the cult of cults. It was a marketing level marketing thing.
Oh, really?
Multi-level marketing at the
Okay.
same time. He had like a bunch of women, and it was weird because he like had one girlfriend, and then he had like 100 sex slaves.
Oh.
And I thought, if you're going to cheat on your wife or your girlfriend, that's how you got to do it. Because with one woman, she can spot that. But
Right.
if you have 100,
It's just normal.
it's normal.
It's just, every day.
Yes.
There's no really anything you could
Yes.
Yeah, I've been on Patreon since it started, and I love listening to the Utica stuff. I don't know what was going on here when I was little, but yeah, it all makes sense. And I don't know, I made her, I was like, the last one you did, where you were talking about the Buffalo shooter and the UFOs again. I was just like, everybody needs to hear this one. It was just, I was a little bit high when I was listening to it, so it was like really getting to me, but yeah, it was great.
There's a couple of them I have to put out on my regular podcast. So if you really like one, tell me, because that's,
you
like
would
to
know
promo.
which one to do. Yeah.
Because I always tape months ahead. So sometimes people leave comments and I'm like, what was I talking about?
Oh yeah, I would forget.
Well, that's good that you do that. So you like kind of pre-record a bunch of content so that you have it available in a pinch.
Well, also if I pass away, my Patreon still will go on.
Okay, yeah. And you can leave that to your sugar daddy or whatever.
Exactly.
So you're going to be at the Uptown on June 2nd. That's a Friday night. So my wish came true. Like, isn't that weird? Like,
What was
next
this
thing we're
wish?
going to try to do is see if we can get Mark Pontius to come here and do like a show, because I want to do. I like ecstatic dancing. So ecstatic dancing is free form. Like you just like move your body and use like energy, and you get in this like really trance meditative like state.
Oh, wow.
And his music is so cool, right? She plays it on the beginning and the end of her podcast,
Right.
Jessa. So I'm like, how cool would it be if he came? And then maybe she could like also, I'm sure she's busy and shit, but like, it's like, maybe she'd come. You guys could do a little
Well, we were kind
double.
of playing with that idea at one point. So I'll bring it up to all of them. She's more of a homebody.
I know, so
but
am
we
I,
had all
but-
talked
yeah.
about that at one point. So not with Mark. I didn't think of that with Mark.
But Mark
you
would be
never
fun
know.
because like Friday night we could do like the comedy thing, and then Saturday night we could do the ecstatic dance. And Z and Gabe next door, he was my original DJ, so they could probably help us with all the sound and everything.
We would have to undo all the things I've said about Utica to them, though.
Well, maybe if they watch this podcast,
so
you can send it and be like,
funny.
"We're fun."
I love it.
Well, you know
The
what?
way you make fun of Utica at the show is just great.
It's up and coming. I think it is because I mean, listen, we're all talking about this. I was, I held this embodied event, so it was like this food tasting meditation, like totally out of the realm of like what is normal around here, But I was on regular radio talking about it. I was put it in the paper, So we're trying to drive a little bit more of this, just talking about it.
Well, I have a couple of my friend Jimmy Dore, who's really kind of a famous political guy, a little controversial, but I want him to come especially when they open the Uptown Big Theater.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to get him here. Not yet, but it could be. I don't know if I'm not going to say anything because I'll let them make their announcements.
Right.
And also Ryan Singer.
Oh yeah, I've listened to his podcast before.
I would like to get him up here and do some haunted stuff.
I would love that.
Here.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Alabaster, our sponsor, that's the one house I was telling you. They have the shop in there, and the house is haunted too.
Yeah.
So if you want to come up,
we could do a little
we're going to do a field
combing.
trip to go live, but if you
that
want
would
to
be
come, you
fun.
should come with us.
Yeah, let me know when you do that because
Okay.
I haven't had like a good investigation or anything up here yet. You know what I mean? And I reached out to some of the local groups, but nobody reached back out. But Ryan and I like to do things, have like a comedy night or a paranormal, you ask us questions night or stuff like that. So I've been trying to bring in the people.
All right,
So
cool.
I'll ask, of course I'll throw that out. I don't know if, like I said.
Well, I wasn't trying to put you on the spot.
Oh, no, I was
It'd be
just
like, could you
joking,
pull
too.
from some
No,
strings
I'll
for
say
my like
anything.
little thing that I want to try to do?
Yeah, Mark's new music is amazing.
Yeah, totally.
It's great.
Amazing.
That's really cool. She hasn't revealed where she moved yet, but she did say that she was on the East Coast. So I was wondering if it might be a little bit easier of a way to get here.
I will ask her.
So,
Oh, are you
Say
guys
with me.
thirsty before we keep talking?
Yeah, let's do
here?
our toast.
So I try to bring a fun drink every time we come, non-alcoholic. And this one, so this is by the Hemp Division. I found them on Instagram, but they do sell this at Peter's.
Oh, yeah.
It's CBD wellness elixir. That's what it says. So this one has 18 milligrams of CBD, and it is blood orange, and it's called Siesta.
Oh, was it going to put us to
Inspired
sleep?
by a blood orange sunset, chamomile, apple chips, orange peel, and hibiscus are masterfully brewed and blended with CBD-rich hemp extract to create and perfect siesta.
I'm a big fan of all the CBD stuff.
We're going to start getting, when we start promoting these drinks and stuff, we should get free merch. We should be like, hey, we're going to talk about your cool product on here and send us a case, would you? Or maybe that's the thing, like when I do the event, I want to do something like outdoors, I was thinking, and we could do like a kombucha, like tasting or something like that, have some of these drinks and stuff.
I'll tell you, in the summer, I would love to do anything outdoors. They used to do, in LA, we used to do comedy outdoors, set up in somebody's backyard.
Oh, nice.
And why not do the whole thing?
Wayne's got a
I got a great backyard. Yeah, here's Z.
I don't
want
have
some?
a backyard.
Come on.
Z, you're going to have some too?
Yeah, Z likes to
Yeah,
partake
so
in our little
I've
fun
bought
things.
tea bags from these. Sneak on in. So I've
Okay.
had CBD tea, cold drinks.
Cheers.
Oh, it's good.
Salud.
It doesn't taste sugary either.
It's
It
very
tastes good.
light. It is very tea.
Yeah, I don't think there's any calories in it. So yeah, we try to have a drink on. Yeah, 0 calories.
Wow.
Right up my alley.
So anyway, back to June 2nd, your comedy show.
So,
Because I was like so happy to see you at Fat Cats. So I made my husband go to the Fat Cats show.
oh,
to
did
see
you go to the one that was
Not the psychic stand
So
up.
some are tarot and some are just regular comedy,
right? And
they're both great.
And
I've
my
seen both.
favorite, of course, is to just do the psychic stand-up.
That's
I
what you
love that.
prefer? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's great.
That's the one. And now, kind of, when I go to clubs, they all kind of let me do it. They,
Yeah.
But I used to kind of have to, it was kind of a weird thing. You're going to put, like, when I go to Utah, I don't do it because
Yeah.
the club comes, like, yeah, you might not want to, you might be run out of town with that. And yet, Utah's like one of my favorite clubs.
Yeah.
Favorite places to go.
Yeah.
Funny.
So June 2nd it will be psychic stand-up. There will be a lot of stand-up before, and then the last part, I take questions and kind of roast people. Not too hard. I don't really embarrass anyone too much, but it's real tarot readings, and it's fun, and it's just my favorite thing to do. The clips, a lot of the clips from when I used to do it at Zany's, or last year at Zany's, are up on my Instagram. You can see those. Paul Kozlowski is coming up to do it. Paul is so funny. He lives in Cortland. He's a friend from Los Angeles. So I'm so excited about the whole thing. Hopefully, we talked about something that'll work out. You guys will be there.
We might have a
fingers
little
crossed.
announcement on that coming up.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I'll let Devin decide that. But they've been so good to me at the Uptown.
That's awesome.
And they are so supportive of the arts, and and you know what? I love. There's a great local comedy scene here.
Yeah, there is.
And so it's just fun for everybody. It's probably going, most of it will probably go to the renovation of the place, which is coming along. So that would be great. If you want to see, just June 2nd, get tickets there. That's going to be great. On this Saturday, which is 2 days away, I'll be doing a fundraiser for the Herkimer Animal
The Humane Society.
Humane Society.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Where's that?
You know what? I haven't looked yet. I'm just hoping it's not anywhere near the dogs, because I could possibly walk out with one. And I don't want to do that
I
yet.
should bring my Rigby. You could come see him. He's a little cutie.
Yeah.
Probably love him. But so that's cool.
Yeah.
So what time is that?
I don't know.
You don't know anything about it? Well, we could have people tell us. They could give you
It's on your,
some.
I think I put it up on.
All right. Well,
Yes,
we'll share it
it's
on our
Facebook
page. Yeah.
I feel like I have 3 jobs between tarot and comedy, and then my parents.
Keep track of.
So I look the day before. People are very famously get text messages from me the day before. Where am I supposed to be?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have an assistant?
No, I
Are
don't.
you trying to? You don't really want one, or?
You know what? I don't know.
Because they could do all the social media stuff. We talked
Well,
about that,
I have an awesome friend that does the social media. Is hard because I have to edit those clips myself.
Yeah.
Or you have to know exactly what I'm going for.
Right.
I have a lady that does a friend that does my website and everything else and my emails, and she's amazing.
Yeah, awesome.
But I have to write the emails before she can fix them.
Yeah.
and stuff. So,
So did you write any? You don't have to tell us the jokes. You don't have to go into it here. But did you write any jokes about the sound bath that you did with Tucker?
I did,
Okay.
but it's yes, you can't hear them until they're in the whole story.
Okay. I'm excited because it's going to be funny. I'm sure.
Yes, we got Karen to come to Tucker's last sound bath at Roots, so
Yeah.
It was
she got to
great.
experience Rapé, Sananga.
And but here's what's funny. I wasn't expecting any of that because I don't read anything.
Oh, geez.
And then
I'm sure I
you just
told you
showed up there?
exactly
You
what was
probably did,
happening.
and you know how much I listen.
Yeah.
So I was like, the sound bath where they just play the thing.
Yeah,
That's
and you
what I
just
thought
lay
was
there.
happening.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm gonna blow tobacco up your nose. And I was like, that sounds like it's gonna hurt. And then he's like, this is gonna hurt. And I was like, wait, what's happening? And then I looked around and I was like, well, I can fit in here. I'm going to blow tobacco up my nose. You know what I mean? But it was really great.
Well, you were like right in the middle, so a whole bunch of people went before you, and then you had a whole bunch of people to go afterwards. But you missed like the 3 or 4 right after you because you're just in your own world.
Right,
Yeah.
but it was also hysterical. But see, that's how I do things. I don't read things. I just sign them. That's
Yeah.
how I keep my life exciting. I don't know. I may have donated my body to science. I don't know. So I was like, and then I'm sitting there, I was like, I must have signed a disclosure somewhere. There must have been a disclosure that said this was what's happening. So I was like, all right, let's do it.
I don't know. I know you don't know what you're signing up for, but yeah, that was fine. So I'm excited to hear about your jokes that you came up with for it. That'll
Yeah,
be
that'll be
Well, I got to
fun.
put it all together in a story, but it's very funny.
Okay, awesome. Okay. So also at Roots tomorrow, Dina is doing an event.
Oh yes. Full moon tomorrow. We've got the full moon circle. Nice meditation. Do some shadow work because we're in the sign of Scorpio, which is transformation, shedding the old skin, rebirthing the new. So yeah, in order to do that, you've got to get rid of your shadows, the things that you're ashamed of, that you're holding on to, that aren't serving you, to get moving on the intentions that you set at the new moon.
Yeah, so we're like in the sandwich, the eclipse sandwich. So it's like the one in April, and then this one is kind of closing it out, but it's really not. I mean, you'll feel the energy for probably a significant amount of time, but this is actually the last eclipse on this axis. So the Scorpio Taurus axis, it's the last one. So we had one, I think, in like November, and then I think it was April of last year. So if you go back in time and if you journal at all, like I journal a lot, and I can go back and look and see like, okay, what are the themes that are coming up for this eclipse, and see if anything applies. So
I should do that. I don't. I was thinking I must have signed a disclaimer for the eclipse also. I bet I did.
Oh, that's good. I hope
Right?
you did.
I
Yeah,
hope I
yeah.
did,
I
'cause
think
it
I
sounds
did
like
too so far, but
lot is
we'll
gonna
report
happen.
back next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always say shadow work is where you take all your shame and rage and shove it down and save it for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and bring it
we're-
out then.
You were
right?
going to do it earlier.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Bring it out for dessert.
I don't know.
It was such a funny advertisement, though. So it's going to be a full moon, and we're going to work on our shame.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's really way better than that, folks. It's really, you're getting rid of it.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. You need to clear it all. It'll
Yes.
be good. You
Yeah.
don't have to share either if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you do a
usually the fun
meditation
part.
though.
Yes,
and
you do a
an
lot more
event.
than just
And
shame.
then it's online too, so it's on the Spotify.
Yeah,
Spotify,
the
right?
meditation is available after if you can't make it to Roots. But, we do some other things. You'll get to take something home with you.
That's better.
Hang
Now
out with
you're on a
such
roll.
powerful, energetic beings. I know Shalane will be there. Colleen's
Mm-hmm.
going to be there. I'm not sure who else signed up yet, but there's always just so much great energy in the room and just authentic people there that have so much to share and so much growth that happens in those four walls.
Yeah.
I just love working with them.
Yeah, and so at Roots also, there's the full moon, then there's Reclaiming Your Magic. So Sally Davidson's coming back on May 14th to do another breathwork class.
That's
so that
Mother's
was
Day,
amazing.
and I've
Yeah.
already said I'm going.
Okay.
It might
and then-
make me a nice
May
mother.
I've never
14th,
taken
that's
a
right.
breathwork class. When is
well,
it?
if you want to take this class, May 14th, it's a Sunday. It's
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Is it night?
No, it's during the day, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, it was amazing last time. Sally does all the breath work, and then she does Reiki too. So she'll come if you want. She'll also if you're processing, because like in the last one that I went to, I had a purge. Like I started crying like in the midst of it. It was really intense. And
That's
so
really
she came
powerful,
over
yeah.
and she just like kind of placed her hands on me and gave me some essential oils to like calm me down. So it was good. Not that I was really worked up. It was more like just this really unconscious like.
Sometimes things just
Clearing.
come up.
Yeah, that's why I'd like to try it because I've
however-
never done breath work, and it's like so.
Oh,
like,
you
wanna
gotta meet
give
Sally.
up, right? Halfway through, you want to give up.
Yeah, you do, but yeah, I mean, you'll
We're
work
bringing
through
up,
it.
there's going to be shame. You're going to want to give up.
Yeah,
You're gonna-
yeah.
Come on,
But if you press through, yeah. So then there's partner yoga on May 13th, and on May 19th, Shailene is doing New Moon Yin. So it's how to build your intention. So there's a very intention-driven Yin class. So that'll be
you
fun.
guys are the like spiritual movement.
Yeah, we're
of
trying.
Utica.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
To bring the rest of them in that don't know where to go, that don't know how to get started. I didn't know how to get started. I was just finally locked in my house during COVID. I'm like, what do I listen to?
I'm like,
Sent
here.
me all the people.
I sent her the podcast.
The first time I heard you, we were on Noah's.
oh, no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Noah's not really putting out much
listen to
content these
this.
days.
You know, I talked to him a little while ago, but I think I was asking him about money. I can't remember.
Well, he's a good one to ask.
Oh, I was asking when I worked at the Alien School, I did a trivia and I asked all the podcast hosts for something that people wouldn't know about them.
Yeah.
Say, who was a millionaire before they were 40? That was his question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, that's interesting. Yeah, he's been quiet.
Yeah.
There's this real feeling to get quiet right now.
I feel that way too, but it's like not really, obviously, here I am, Untamed. But to put out, like, I don't really want to put out classes. There's so many available classes around here. Like, I just don't really want to, I'm just not in the mood for, like, trying to grind out, like, my little niche of people that come to my class right now. You know what I mean? Because it's hard work, It's not easy when you're seeing that, like, your attendance isn't there or, people aren't coming to class or whatever. So that's why we're doing this, because we're just going to try to go around to places all
Yeah.
summer. I'm going to just party all summer.
Yeah, my load is pretty heavy with the Patreon and that's a lot of that takes a while because it's 4 classes and then it's the card of the day every other day and then it's 2 more podcasts and then I have my regular podcast. So I'm kind of overloaded, but I'm like just waiting to see if one goes away.
Okay.
May not.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like I was like, you really overloaded.
You
I really
don't know
overloaded.
what the thing is, but you have a tarot class, right? And Dina has been taking it, I know.
Yes, I was doing it today.
Yep. I
Finally
have a tarot class.
I'm the same way though, overloaded. Just too many things that I don't have the quiet time to sit. I've had the class for like 2 years. Yeah. So I made it. I'm in Pentacles right now. So I'm almost
nice.
done.
You made it
Almost
through the
done.
first. Once you get through the major arcana, then it's whoo. But that major arcana is a big lift.
Yeah, there's a lot
Good
there.
stuff though.
Yeah.
So if you want to learn tarot, this is a great way to do it. You do it right from her website, online, at your own pace. Don't take 2 years, but you know.
Or take 2 years.
affordable.
Or take 2 years, yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Or
Or
you can
some
always go
people-
back and look again and
Yeah.
keep refreshing because I don't remember anything.
Yeah,
My
and I tell
memory's just
people
shot.
watch it once, and then you can decide a second time if you want to go back and make notes. And I give a notebook and everything. Yeah, or if you're not sure, join the Patreon, and then you learn slower and decide if you want the class.
Right. It's
Yeah.
only like $5 for just the tarot of the day, right? $5 a month.
Just the card of the day and one class is $3 a month.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then I think for $5 you get the podcast. For $6 you get all that. For $10 you get 4 classes a month, and then for $15 you get everything,
Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah.
which is way too
Yeah,
much
yeah.
Rontowski.
Well, I mean, if you're kind of like, it's not, when you're listening to the same things over and over again, the same people, sometimes the content does get a little bit like, so it's nice to have the Patreon because I'm getting the Utica one. That's really why I wanted it, because I wanted my husband to listen to it because he's like a native,
Yeah.
Utican. So I was like, you got to listen to this. He was cracking up at your show though. He loved it.
Oh, good,
Yeah,
good.
He's always down for a good time. He'll probably be there for the psychic stand up.
Oh,
He's like
nice.
he's my sidekick.
Okay,
we were
great.
actually we were debating last night who's the sidekick in this relationship. And I was like,
you're
was
not
I
a
your
sidekick.
sidekick or were you my sidekick? Like the dynamic.
You're not a sidekick.
Depends on the event.
Yeah, it depends on the event. Good call. Exactly. Totally.
Yeah, and hopefully I'm trying to get figure out how a projector can work to project the cards so people can see them as I'm reading them on the show.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a technical thing,
Yeah.
but it could be. I think I got it. Maybe V's gonna help me out. Z's gonna help me.
Yeah.
No,
Z
I
help
want
you.
2. I need someone 2 letters down. Not a. I
Oh,
don't
not
want
at the Z.
V.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We don't know any Y's. Yeah.
That's right.
So when you do the psychic stand-up, you just basically, you read people's cards.
Yep, read them fast. It's real interesting because there's a lot of mediums and psychics that are now calling me that want to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's the only thing, and I encourage everyone, do your thing. Do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like I have 30 years of stand-up behind, so I can use I can do the 2 things at once. I can
Yeah.
be telling this joke and doing this.
Yeah.
In fact, it's funny because I was actually doing readings on stage in comedy shows before I was doing my private readings.
Yeah, okay.
And it's a funny frame of mind because you would think the opposite, like, oh my God, in front of people, I want to make sure I'm best. But to me, my whole life has been on that stage.
Yeah.
So that's how it happened. And then I was like, maybe I should do this as a side gig. And
Yeah.
it exploded.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's pretty fun. And it's never the same. It's always
Yeah.
spontaneous. In fact, if you're around here and you have questions, come, because what I have found is sometimes people here I don't know if they're afraid of the future or what, but like when I do it in Chicago, I'll say, who has a question? It'd be very quiet. One person will raise their hand. Then as soon as that one's settled, who has a question? Every hand in the place. I have a question.
Yeah.
So people here can be a little hesitant,
Yeah.
or sometimes they were trying to challenge me at Fat Cats, but that's all
really?
right. I got it. Yeah.
Okay, so you brought your cards. Do you want to read our cards?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
If you have a question, I'll read for you.
Z, you got a question? Yeah, you got a question for
Yeah,
Karen?
let's throw Z.
Okay, what question? We got to think of a life
Anything.
question.
A life question, a question, what's happening next week, what's happening tomorrow, anything you're wondering about.
I need some money, Karen.
You need some money? All right. Let's look at Z's money situation.
Yeah, let's look at Z's money situation.
Oh, it's the devil. All right. So I don't know if I have room for a full layout. Let me see what I can do here.
Yeah, we can move some stuff around.
Yeah, we'll do Z's money. We'll do your money for 2023, which is really interesting because, and I'm going to do a heavy sell on my podcast that's out tomorrow.
Okay.
Because it's about to get very weird in this country for a whole bunch of different reasons, and not just because we might be out of cash in June. And I'm covering all this stuff on my podcast. It's the only one that's kind of not paranormal, although there's this really cool woman after that made a new tarot deck. She's on the third part. But it's all the things that they're not telling people that we need to be aware of, like FedNow or BlackRock or all these things that are infiltrating that were like conspiracy theories years ago, that now there's a website and this is happening. So everybody listen tomorrow because money is about to get very, very strange.
So paranormal they can find it on any of the podcasts.
Any of the
channels,
podcasts.
right? Okay.
Paranormal Karen.
Awesome.
And I'll post it on Instagram and everywhere. So it's a little more of a regular, I guess it runs conspiracy theory for my paranormal folks, but it's the only one where I'm kind of like, you know what, everyone needs to hear this right now because we're going to be in trouble pretty soon. So have yourself together.
All right. Well, Z's money situation is going to be all right.
You know, it's also the thing of, that is the thing too. When you're aware, it doesn't have to fall on your timeline. Mm-hmm. So certain people are going to really have a hard time and other people are going to kind of have a hard time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we got to think about it. All right.
Oh, wow. There we go. Right out the gate.
Hey.
Oh, shit.
Your money is stuck, baby. Wow. Okay. So.
Oh, wow.
So Z, we can 3, 4. Okay. So there's only 2 cards in the deck that have blindfolds, and you have both of them right on top of each other. So when we have blindfolds in tarot, that means you got to cut out what everybody else is saying and listen to yourself inside. So I don't know if you've sort of listened to what other people told you should do with your money or what you should be doing with your money or something like that, but that seems to have put everything on a stop. Does that make any sense? Okay. So listen, once you liberate yourself, you kind of actually have a really good layout for the future. So I want you to know in your mind, your timeline may be very different than the one we're talking about for the country. Once you start sort of listening to your own intuition on what you should be doing with your money, for example, like investing in this, that was probably you were like, that's what I want to do, right? That was a good thing. And I know we can see what's going on if you're not making a lot or you are. That's the stuff you want to do. Because somehow in this, once you let go of worrying about money and you step into your own power, you're going to find a new cycle and you're actually going to find money where it is. But here's the thing. Right now, you have a clear vision of the problem and that there needs to be a solution. So pay attention to that.
Copy that.
Yeah. Also, this is a weird thing. There's do you try to do everything yourself?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I don't know want to say that's a problem, but sometimes there's help more so than if I'm going to do it, it's not going to be done right.
That's true. That's me.
Okay. Yeah. I hope that helps.
No, that does. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, don't listen to anybody else.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was okay. Let me think if I have a question. Okay. Men are always so deep now, though. I feel like
That's great. That's cool.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, just tell me about my career. I want to know. Like, am I going to change my career soon? Like, completely out of what I'm doing right now.
Okay. And you're doing.
I do project management.
Oh, project management. That's right. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
But I've been doing it for 20 years.
right,
Well, not that. Finance and accounting.
I'm going to throw in a little numerology with
Okay.
this. When is your birthday? I don't need the year.
4/11.
4/11. So 4 and 2 is 6, and I'm going to add that to 7, which gives me 13, which puts you in a 4. Okay.
Oh, I love
Everybody's
this.
in a 4.
Wow, really?
4s and 5s are yucky. I won't
okay.
lie.
Okay.
And I think 4s are the worst.
Okay. Oh, great. Perfect. Good. I'm in a 4-year.
know.
Okay. So far I'm already 5 months in.
Okay.
So it hasn't been that bad yet.
Okay, good.
Okay, so it's going to get shittier?
No, but
okay.
and you might be a life path 4, so it might be better. But
Okay.
the energy around a 4 is sort of like a square. It's like divine order, which would be perfect for a project manager if that's what you want to do. But also with a 4, things are about getting them in order, so they're not always about them happening. So you'll be like,
Oh yeah, revving the engine kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, revving
Yes.
at the start. Okay, I
yes,
can feel that.
but there's
energy.
something about a 4. I don't know. So 5s are a little more. They move faster, but they bring a lot of change. Okay. So let's see about your career. Okay. All right. Well, here is the thing. You were sort of asking, are you going to get out of it, right?
Yeah, like I want to know about. Yeah,
Okay. So
I need something more exciting.
yes, you do.
It's very boring,
So you're in this for a while,
but I'm good at it, and I make money doing
You are very
it,
good at it.
You know. So
What will sort of happen here? It's really interesting because you don't realize how much what you're doing is actually intuitive. So you actually like having 5 things out. This is what I picture a project manager. You can change it from having 5 things out in front of you. Everyone can't do that and sort of go. So
Yeah.
you're working a lot more on intuition than you know.
Yeah.
What your job actually needs is some balance.
okay.
So you're going to be in this for a while, but that doesn't mean it's bad.
Right.
Okay. So don't worry about looking over your shoulder and wondering what's next, because that is going to come. It's
Yeah.
just going to take a little bit.
Yeah.
But you got this happening right now, and especially in this year, I would stay with it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I feel like I am anyway because I mean, with the kids and stuff, it's just easier. But in the future, you know, like
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to like combine, you know, all this project management, facilitation, you know, work with my
different-
spiritual, you know,
You know what is interesting about that?
like project management for the soul.
Well,
You know what that could actually look more like? Hold on, let me check, because I was getting event planning.
Oh yeah, I love that.
That's sort of along the same lines.
Yeah.
So let's look at, let me just throw out the cards and see anything about your next career.
Yeah. Okay,
I think you
let's
got
find
it.
it. Okay.
I mean, I think you already said it, so.
No, okay. Yeah, event planning would be fun. I like that. Bigger, like, you know, the more, not the weekly classes, but more big picture, right? Because I have all of that. I know how to do all, you know, do a project management
yeah.
schedule and.
You know what? This is really interesting. This is the card of contracts. You're really good with paperwork, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm good at keeping things organized.
I
and
am.
Stuff, yeah.
You realize I don't read anything, so you're talking to someone who has signed away.
Yeah, contracts.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I have a weird topic for you.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not exactly event planning.
Okay.
But there is something here where I feel like you actually, it's a more creative thing that will take these skills.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can get what it is. It actually has some travel attached to
Oh,
it,
I love that.
which is really interesting.
That's what I want is travel. I want to just like go event plan in Costa Rica.
You know, it may be something like that
Yeah.
as for planning retreats or
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah, something like
and
that.
you may actually be doing that business for other people.
Yeah.
So I would think about getting something like that, because you
a great
literally
idea.
have the Empress card here.
Yeah, I love it.
Which is the one you want. That's abundance.
Yeah.
That's it all happening. That's growth.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Love it.
Think about that. It's kind of got a small start. So you're going to start with one other thing that's kind of like, this seems like it. And then it's going to actually sort of catapult you into that thing you should be doing.
Awesome. Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Okay. 4 year, making it work. I get crazy. I do some. Phil has a Mercury retrograde, so his retrograde is happening right now in his Mercury. But his retrograde, it was born and it was retrograde, so I think it's like going good. He can sign all the contracts and stuff during this time because he knows. So if you were born with a retrograde Mercury, you're more comfortable in Mercury retrograde. So, you know, everybody like spazzes out about Mercury retrograde. Oh my God, oh, everything's bad. Don't sign contracts. Don't do anything, you know.
Don't have surgery.
Yeah, don't have surgery. Well, maybe we should listen to that one. I'm sure you had some sort of astrology on that, a health house or something. But, yeah. So, anyway, sidebar.
Yeah.
What's your
Yeah,
question?
that's
Do you
awesome.
got one?
Oh, God, I don't even know.
Look, you're so happy. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
I just had a reading from you. I just don't even, I'm just coasting.
So definitely
with the
have a reading
info.
with Karen.
Yeah.
Yes,
they're
I'd
great.
love to.
Right on the phone.
Right on, yes. I feel like they're better on the phone.
Do you?
Yes.
It's funny because I feel like, yeah, it was definitely, I'll have to tell you the story about, well, maybe we'll have Amy on and I'll tell the story about how everything kind of fell into place that time too. It's really awesome though. Like once you start getting on a glide path of like letting the universe bring in the people that need to be here or who needs to come into my like, you know, area, you know, where I'm being guided. It's just nice to just sit back and let the, you know, not.
Well, we can clearly see Western medicine is failing.
Yeah.
So healing retreats and health retreats.
It's easy enough, right? Like, I mean, it's not as complicated as everybody thinks it is. I mean, you really already intuitively know what your body needs. If you're just, but you might be clogged up with toxins or you have a lot of trauma, a lot of ancestral shame, you know, you might need a guide. That's like what we're trying to get you in touch with is somebody that resonates with you so you can find out what work you want to do to feel safe, right? To feel your feelings or whatever you need to do, whatever part of this journey you're on.
And after the lockdown, a lot of people are having trouble getting out.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes things like this, like nobody knows what to do.
Yeah.
I noticed the Uptown has a Saturday night dance party sometimes.
Do they?
Yes, that's what I was like. I was like, what is that? I don't know what it is.
That's
Static dance
the thing is just the marketing is
It's a little bit tiring.
It's so cumbersome being on social media and then you forget to do what you're on there to do. But yeah,
But if you just
that's
trust-
the biggest thing is
Yeah.
making people aware of what's happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why we do this too.
Yep.
So, okay, we're at an hour. You had a
was
topic
so
though, didn't
fast.
you? That you wanted to bring up after you said you were like, oh yeah, that topic.
interesting.
Yeah.
So I did this on one of my upcoming In Bed with Karen podcasts. So
Okay.
I apologize if anyone is watching. But so I woke up in the middle of the night. I had a dream and something was trying to get into my body, and my sister was in the dream for some reason. And I woke up and I said, I choose good, not evil. And I sat up out of bed. And my friend Derek Condit, who is on my podcast all the time, always said, when you get up in the morning, say, I break all the contracts I made in my sleep. And I just saw this thing on Paranormal caught on tape. This is very interesting. Somebody had set up a camera for their elderly grandfather that was getting up in the middle of the night just to make sure he didn't fall. And there was other activity. And then at 3 a.m, there's a knock on the door. And he gets up and answers the door. You can't see who's at the door. Then he closes the door and go back to sleep. Of course, they call him the next day. Who was there at 3 a.m? And he says, I don't know. It was someone wanted me to sign a contract. So I'm like, what is this? I am not aware. If anybody there knows this paranormal, I know it's there, but I don't know details on what is this about signing contracts in your sleep. I know sometimes when someone is at the end of their life, they will talk about somebody coming in and wanting to sign a contract. But that is all I know, and I find that fascinating.
Yeah, that's really interesting. There is a lot going on in the dream world right now. I feel like there's like something happening. Like I'm really busy. Like there's like I'm working out like the dimensions of my garden, or like there's like a lot of activity in the dream world, and I'm waking up still refreshed in the morning, but I feel like there's like a lot of stuff going on in the background, like preparing for whatever's happening in this reality.
Yes.
Or this dimension or whatever.
I had one and I couldn't get my bike. So far, nobody would let me go. I couldn't get moving. And then all of a sudden I was in a stroller, like a kid's stroller, that was driving itself. And I was
nice.
like, yeah,
Baby
I was like,
Karen.
okay. I was like, somebody's pushing me. Like, I think the message was, we're going to get you where you're going to go.
Yeah.
But they weren't really driving that well. So I was like, I don't know. It was just going to be dangerous. But I guess I'm just going where I'm supposed
That's
to.
all right. And then when I get that new job, I'll be able to travel and see wherever you go.
That's
So
right.
it
I'll
won't
be in
even
the
matter.
stroller.
Yeah.
You'll be pushing me.
I can help you plan your events.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds perfect.
Awesome.
Okay. So any last thoughts? Anything else we wanted to talk about? I mean, I want to talk more about the paranormal stuff, but I think it would be cool.
her back.
Yeah.
I'd love
definitely
to
have you come
yeah.
back.
Yeah, we'll talk the scary
better,
stuff.
you can come on one of our adventures.
Yeah, come on one of our
Maybe we
adventures.
can find some ghosty,
I want to do
haunted
that.
place.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Do you know of anywhere?
Well,
There's
find
so
places.
much here.
Oh, yeah.
It's
We can check out-
ridiculous
yeah.
amount here.
Definitely.
In fact, I still want to investigate the Uptown.
I was wondering if you had done that yet.
Not yet. It's
Okay.
not quite, I want to say, insurance ready. Like, you can't be stumbling around in there too much. But yeah, someday.
Well, we might be able to get you access to some buildings around here. You know, we got some connects.
Utica Lunatic Asylum. Anybody know how to get in?
I don't know, where is it?
It's on Court Street, right?
Nobody's been in there investigating. It would be wild.
Okay, all right.
What about Roosevelt School? You don't know? Down on what's it on Breakerhoff?
All right, we'll get some spots. We're gonna do this. This
Yeah.
is gonna be awesome. Okay, and so you can be the camera guy.
Yeah.
Remember on all those paranormal shows where you're like behind and you're like getting all the stuff? That would be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Just don't drop the camera.
All right. So yeah, I mean, let's wrap it up. I guess this was an awesome podcast. Thank you so much for
Thanks for
coming
having
on.
Fun. Thank you.
Yeah, we had an awesome time, and we'll be back in a couple weeks, and we'll keep you posted on all of the stuff that's going on up at
Yes.
Alabaster and Ash. Again, check them out. There's like all sorts of stuff on their Instagram page of new products that they have up there. And Dina and I are going to actually go up there and do a live, hopefully very, very soon, so we can start
Yeah.
showing you some of the products
And
show
the
you
belly dance
space.
class.
The belly dance class. I'm going to that. That's going to be fun.
Definitely.
That would be good. That might give you some material for
Yeah.
your comedy shows. You know, belly
Oh,
dancing.
yeah, that would be funny. Renovation, Aesthetics and Wellness. Definitely check them out. They've got, some specials. They're going to have a VIP membership program starting up
I saw
too,
that.
which I need to go get my sign up for. I'm definitely getting in on that. And Magic Mountain Minerals.
We're going to go on a
Mother's Day's
little.
coming, so definitely hit him up for some great piece for your mom.
Yeah, that
or
could be
your
a
wife.
field trip for sure, right? Go.
We'll have
you
to
don't
see.
want to do it, but I'll go with Karen, and we can get some new Herkimer diamonds. That'll be great.
I'll
Yes,
film
Herkimer
while
Humane
you
Society
suffer.
tomorrow.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
Saturday.
Okay.
And June 2nd at the Uptown.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's all the local ones.
Yep.
That's it right now. Okay. Well, we should post all of your shows because some people aren't always local on here too. We have some people
Yeah.
that are members that are in other states. But, yeah.
Our website's in the description.
Okay. Her website's in the
Awesome.
description.
Thank
All right.
you.
Good night. Have a good night.
Good night.